Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You know I love bringing you the latest and most in-depth analysis on everything happening with the Raiders. And let me tell you, the offseason for our beloved team has been nothing short of intriguing. The Raiders, after a tough previous season that left a lot of fans frustrated and eager for change, are clearly signaling that they're serious about competing, and not just in the division but across the league. It's like they've hit a reset button, bringing in new leadership, fresh talent, and a sense of renewed purpose. The big question now is, how far can this new chapter take us? Well, if recent moves and rumors are any indication, the Raiders are aiming high, and they're looking to shake up the AFC West in a way that might surprise a lot of folks. First, let's talk about the coaching situation. The Raiders made a splash by bringing in Pete Carroll as their new head coach. Yes, you heard that right, Pete Carroll, the legendary coach from Seattle, known for his success with the Seahawks, the Super Bowl victory, and his innovative approach to the game. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Wait, isn't Pete Carroll associated with the Seahawks? Well, in this universe, he's now wearing the silver and black, and he's bringing his winning mentality with him. Carroll's philosophy of building a strong culture, emphasizing competitive excellence, and developing players has always been his hallmark. His arrival signals that the Raiders aren't just looking to patch things up, they want a culture reset. A team that's disciplined, hungry, and ready to fight every Sunday. But as we all know, a new coach alone isn't enough. You need the right players, the right pieces to fit his system. And that's where the offseason moves get even more interesting. The Raiders have made some solid upgrades, especially at the quarterback position. They landed Geno Smith, who, after a career revitalization, looks poised to lead this team into a new era. Geno, for those who follow NFL closely, has shown that he's capable of running an effective offense, making smart decisions, and most importantly, commanding respect in the huddle. With his experience, leadership, and ability to elevate the play of those around him, Geno could be the answer to the quarterback question that has haunted the Raiders for so long. Alongside Geno, the Raiders have also made a significant move at running back with Ashton Jeanty, a young player with explosive potential. Jeanty's speed, vision, and versatility make him a perfect fit in today's NFL, where the running game is about more than just pounding the rock. It's about creating mismatches, opening up the passing game, and keeping defenses honest. If Jeanty can develop consistently, he might become a cornerstone for the Raiders' offense in the coming years. It's always exciting to see a young player with raw talent grow within a competitive environment, and with the right coaching staff, there's every reason to believe Jeanty could become a star. Now, I want to shift gears a bit and talk about a critical aspect of any successful team, the wide receiver group. It's no secret that the Raiders have been searching for that true number one receiver to complement the likes of Jacoby Meyers. Meyers, for his part, has been nothing short of reliable. He's a polished route runner, dependable in clutch situations, and often underrated for his contributions. But let's be honest, Meyers isn't the kind of player who will stretch defenses vertically or command double coverage consistently. The Raiders need to upgrade that position, and there are some interesting rumors and trade scenarios floating around that could make that happen. One of the most talked about names is Terry Mclaurin, the Washington Commanders' star wide receiver. Mclaurin has been a fan favorite for years, known for his speed, route running, and playmaking ability. He's entering the final year of his contract, and his recent absence from minicamp has only fueled speculation that he might be unhappy and seeking a change of scenery. Now I know what you're thinking. Is this just rumor mill talk, or could this really happen? Well, there's a lot of smoke here, and some analysts believe that the Raiders could be a perfect landing spot for Mclaurin if the right deal is struck. Let's dissect this a bit. The idea of acquiring Mclaurin makes sense for the Raiders because it addresses a glaring need: a true number one receiver who can take the top off defenses, make big plays, and be that consistent threat that defenses have to account for. Imagine a receiving core featuring Mclaurin, Jacoby Meyers, and a healthy Hunter Renfrow. That's a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Plus, with the addition of a young tight end like Brock Bowers, who's emerging as a top-tier talent, the Raiders' offensive potential skyrocket. It's not just about adding talent, it's about creating a balanced, explosive attack that can compete with the best in the AFC. Now, the trade scenario that's been floated around involves sending a couple of draft picks to Washington, possibly a second-rounder and a fourth-rounder, in exchange for Mclaurin. Some analysts, including Mclaurin from Bleacher Report, have suggested that this could be a realistic move. The key factor here is the contract. Mclaurin is reportedly looking for a deal around $30 million a year, which is a significant investment, but not out of the realm of possibility for the Raiders, especially if they see him as a franchise-changing player. The personality fit, too, seems right. Mclaurin is known for his work ethic, his professionalism, and his team-first attitude, qualities that Coach Carroll would love to have in his locker room. Of course, all of this hinges on whether Washington is willing to extend Mclaurin rather than let him walk in free agency. If they do extend him, then this whole idea might be moot. But if the Commanders are open to trading him, the Raiders will certainly be knocking on that door. And don't forget, the Raiders have the draft capital to make a move if they want to. They have a wealth of young talent and picks, and GM John Spidek is known for being aggressive when it comes to making roster upgrades. If they see Mclaurin as the final piece to their offensive puzzle, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a deal happen sooner rather than later. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture here. The AFC West is no longer just a division where the Raiders are trying to keep up. It's becoming a battleground of powerhouses, with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos all making moves to improve. The Chiefs, of course, remain the team to beat, with Patrick Mahomes leading a high-powered offense that's always a threat. The Chargers are loaded with talent on both sides of the ball, and Justin Herbert continues to develop into one of the league's best quarterbacks. The Broncos, under new management and with a new quarterback in Russell Wilson, are looking to bounce back from a rough previous season. In this context, the Raiders can't afford to stand still. They need to be aggressive, strategic, and a little bit daring. Building a team around Geno Smith, upgrading their receiver core, and possibly adding a player like Mclaurin could be the kind of bold move that shifts the entire division's balance of power. It's not just about winning games, it's about establishing a culture of excellence, resilience, and innovation. And let's not forget the draft class they've assembled. The Raiders' recent picks have been promising, young players with high ceilings and the potential to become core contributors. The draft is always a gamble, but with a good scouting department and some luck, they could land some hidden gems that solidify their roster for years to come. The offseason is a time of hope and possibility, and I believe the Raiders are positioning themselves to surprise a lot of people in 2024. Now, I want to take a moment to highlight some of the individual players who are crucial to this rebuild. Brock Bowers, the tight end from Georgia, is a player I've been watching closely. His route running, ability to create after the catch, and football IQ make him a perfect fit for the modern NFL offense. If he continues to develop, he could become a primary weapon for Geno Smith and help diversify the Raiders' attack, making them even more dangerous. On defense, the Raiders are also making moves. They've invested in young talent and are trying to rebuild a unit that struggled last season. The addition of some veteran leadership, combined with promising young players at linebacker and in the secondary, could turn that side of the ball around. The key will be consistency and health, because when the Raiders are healthy and playing disciplined football, they're a tough team to beat. One thing that's been noticeable this offseason is the sense of optimism. The Raiders are no longer just a team trying to find its footing, they're building a vision. The combination of new coaching, strategic roster upgrades, and a motivated core of players suggests that this team is ready to contend. Of course, the NFL is unpredictable, and surprises happen every year. But if everything aligns, and the Raiders continue to be aggressive and smart in their moves, they could very well be a dark horse in the AFC playoff race. In terms of expectations for the upcoming season, it's clear that fans are hungry for success. After a couple of disappointing years, the appetite for a deep playoff run is palpable. Many believe that with the right pieces in place, the Raiders could reach the postseason and perhaps even make some noise once they're there. The AFC is stacked, but if Geno Smith and the revamped defense find their rhythm early, and the defense steps up, there's no reason to think they can't challenge for a top seed. And let's not forget the passionate fanbase, the roar of the Allegiant Stadium, and the unwavering support that makes the Raiders special. That energy, combined with the moves being made this offseason, could be the catalyst for a memorable season. The silver and black are back in the conversation, and the NFL landscape better watch out. So, my fellow Raiders fans, this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. The potential trade for Mclaurin, the development of young stars like Ginty and Bowers, and the strategic approach under Pete Carroll and GM John Spidek all point toward a team that's ready to rise. The road ahead will be challenging, no doubt, but if the Raiders continue to stay aggressive and focused, they could surprise everyone and reclaim their rightful place among the league's elite. Remember, the NFL is a league of constant change, and the offseason is where champions are built. The Raiders are laying the groundwork for a new chapter, one filled with hope, passion, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. So stay tuned, because the best is yet to come. And as always, I'll be here to bring you all the latest updates, analysis, and insights on everything related to our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these rumors, the potential moves, and the future of our team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Raiders as a whole. Do you believe that acquiring a player like Mclaurin is the missing piece? Or do you think the Raiders should focus on developing their current roster? Whatever your thoughts, I want to hear them. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more deep dives into everything happening with the silver and black. This is just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting season. So stay with us, stay passionate, and let's keep that Raider spirit alive. Because in Vegas, we don't just play the game, we redefine it.